Hello, my name is Tomhmagic. This is just a simple little redstone tutorial. We're just going to look at some little redstone shops that I used to put into my adventure map that we've been building, which I have a tour on the channel soon, before Bedrock came out on the PS4. So this is good for anyone who wants to just do a simple one-for-one shop in maybe survival. I'll also add a little bit at the end just for anyone who is map building in creative, and we can show how to have less management on maps with auto refills. So just a simple little command block setup. So I have 3 shops here. They're all very similar, the same design, just slight tweaks depending on your preference on containers. I prefer personally the barrel because it's flush with the wall. You can have it nice and neat. Obviously the floor and the wall blocks is your preference. I'm just using glass just so we can have a look behind. I don't really like using the chest like this because sometimes you can get a gap. I like to be nice and neat. So the simple design is just based off an item filter. If I zoom back a bit, you should be able to get most of it in there, and I'll just talk through how it works, why it works, just in case you need to tweak it slightly. But all it's doing is filtering the payment, which in this case is diamonds. Once a diamond passes through, it gives off a redstone pulse, which depowers this torch, which releases 1 item. So have a quick look at that, pause the video if you need, just to get this set up. Just note you need 41 items of payment in the first slot of your hopper, and then 1 in the last 4. That would just give off a redstone redstone signal strength, of 2. When 1 more gets added, that would change it to 3, which then depowers that torch to release 1 item. Hopefully you got that there. This shop is tileable, so you can stack them up side by side. Just note, if you do want to do that, just add 1 extra block here and put a repeater on it. I'll just not right there, but on this block here. Then put your torch, grab a torch, and extend your hopper by 1. If I can get in there. There we go. Now let me quickly move that chest. That will keep the items in there. You also need to make sure you've got 1 in the hopper below, 1 item to sell. That's because the pulse is quite quick, and it will draw 1 from the chest, but it won't then let it pass through to the second one. So if you keep 1 here, that one gets released, and then another one replaces it. Now we're going to have a few in the barrel just because I tweaked it, but just to show you, it doesn't allow anything else through it. So unlike a normal item filter, which I can do a tutorial on later, if anyone wants to know on a full item filter that you can stack up together, but when you put 1 payment in, you get one product out. Very simple. Just a 1-for-1. It does work if you put in, say, 2 payments, you'll get 2 products back out. So this one is exactly the same design. All it is a change from a chest to from a barrel to a chest. This one's slightly different. just if you prefer to have them chuck the payment down, you could put the carpet on top of the hopper, you chuck the payment onto the carpet, which can be slightly annoying. So I prefer not to do that, but some people do. Item gets taken, your product comes in the barrel. Very simple, very quick and easy. I'll get that shot again just in case you want to have a look at this one. There we go. Right, just to quickly explain the functions of the item filter and why it works, just in case some of you are not too sure on the redstone kind of theory. But comparators can take a signal strength out of a container. Well, that could be either a hopper, dropper, dispenser, barrel, chest, other things including minecarts and cauldrons, but I won't go too into detail on those sorts of stuff just today. But it's taken a signal strength of 2 because the amount of items that are in it. Once one item goes into this slot here, which will then make that 42, the signal strength will increase to 3, which will power this block right in front of me, which will then power the repeater, which will then power the block in front of it, which will depower the torch, which currently is locking this hopper. It's good to have one item in there, just like the way this one works. It would remove that one, and then the one that was put in for payment would take its place, and then all the payment can be collected there. So very simple theory of how it works. And if any of you are map builders and you want to put this sort of shop into an adventure map or some sort of role-playing game, then you might want to reduce the amount of management that you have to do on each shop. You wouldn't want to go around and refill all the shops all the time, so there's just a simple command block tutorial here that I'm going to chuck on the end of this one. This is just auto refill, so you have a chest full of items. When the chest starts getting, well, when the hopper behind it actually starts getting low or empties, it replaces the chest on top, so you've got a constant feed of items. You can pretty much see the setup there. Put your chest, your hopper going into that chest. You don't have to put this hopper on top at first. I'll show you how to quickly put it together. Now, if any of you are continuing to watch this part of the video, for the commands, I'm sure you may have watched many command videos before, but /give space @s space command underscore block will give you a command block, just in case you haven't been told already, like every video does. So just grab a few more items, put your chest down, hop her in, comparator out of the hopper, block on top, put another block there. We won't put the torch there for a second. Put your repeater, your command block. Doesn't matter which way this one's facing, you're not going to be chaining it up with any other command blocks, and then just put the chest next to it there. So what we are going to do is a clone command. Just a simple clone this chest and place it here. So this looks like this. Now, if you haven't used cloning or what we call relative coordinates, this may look a bit funny, but what the squiggly lines mean is the position of the command block, and then you're offsetting that position using the numbers. So you could just put in /clone, then you could put the X, Y, Z coordinates of this box, and then the X, Y twice, because you're only cloning one block. When you clone, you can clone a 3D structure from say here to here, and that will get everything in this space. But today we are just cloning the one square, so you put the same coordinates in twice, separated by a space, and the coordinates of the location that you want it to clone to, which is the block underneath. Very simple, this one, especially if you're doing loads of different shops. So if you were tiling those shops up, you wouldn't want to have to keep getting the coordinates, so this way you can just copy and paste it every single time. As long as it's the same layout, it should work. So you've got /clone space squiggle 1, which is the X coordinate, so it's the command block +1, because that's where the box is. It's +1. See, I am on a minus, so that is a plus. But I won't go into maths. Then it's the same for the Y coordinate, just the same coordinate to the command block, and same with the Z, because it's not any further up or down. It's not for the Y coordinate, it's not further on the Z axis. And then you, just like I said, you repeat that, because we're only getting the one block. And then your destination coordinate, so that was in the same position on the X coordinate, so the offset by 1, but it was underneath, so we offset it by -1 to go down on the Y coordinate. And again, we're not moving on the Z axis, so that stays the same. So if I put that in here, and then we fill this up with some items. I'm just going to clear my inventory for now and just get anything. Let's just go for some slime blocks. I'm not going to fill the whole chest up, but you can. Technically you don't need it. You could potentially just have one in there, because it will constantly add it and they keep on going. But for sake of the command block not constantly going every time someone uses the shop, I would fill the chest up. If you grab your torch and place it there, it will activate the command block, so you can confirm yourself that it's worked, and it's going to proceed to empty the items into the chest. So I'm going to give it a bit of help, put that in the chest, and a couple of seconds you'll see a quick flash which will activate the command block. There we go, and you see this is now got the same amount of items that this did, and it will keep doing that. It'll probably do it a couple more times, because I haven't filled this chest up, and then it will fill itself up. But yeah, that was my tutorial today. I hope I explained everything well. This is very simple, one block wide shop, so hopefully you managed to screenshot that. If there was any issues or I've missed anything, please let me know. A lot of the builders in my adventure map that come in and help me build have been banging on about me doing tutorials, so this is my first one. So it'd be great if you could like it. If you do, constructive criticism is fine. It's always good to know how to improve. And just let me know in the comment section, just if there's any other tutorials that you want me to do. I'm happy to do them. Get the knowledge out there. But thank you.